Okay, we are there. So let me just let these other two people in. Okay, we're set. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Joanne, and welcome to the August 17th, 2022 meeting of the Danbury Planning Commission. We will open with a roll call. Ms. Hofstetter?
Here.
Mr. Kiokio?
Here.
Mr. Sylvain?
Here.
Mr. Renz is absent, Mr. Haas is absent, and Chairman Finaldi is here. We do not need to seat alternates for this meeting. I will open again with our standard meeting about virtual Zoom meetings, the intro. This meeting of the Danbury Planning Commission is being held on Zoom as a virtual meeting. Even though this meeting is a virtual meeting, members of the public and interested parties continue to have the opportunity to participate in the meeting in a couple of different ways. You can participate via Zoom and see the audio and the video, or you can call in by phone and participate via audio only. Please be aware that we may have to mute your microphone or telephone to avoid an echo or some other background noise. Instructions on how to participate in the meeting appear on the City of Danbury website, and all of the documents and materials that apply to the matters to be discussed during this meeting, including the agenda, are also available on the City of Danbury website. As always, if you have any questions regarding how to participate in the meeting, please contact the City of Danbury Planning and Zoning Department. As a reminder, this entire meeting will be posted on and can be seen on the City of Danbury website. We will follow the posted agenda as per standard practice. If prior to the meeting, any questions or comments on agenda items were submitted via email to the Planning and Zoning Department, those comments will be read during the appropriate portion of the meeting. Finally, please remember that technology glitches do sometimes occur. Please be patient if that happens. Okay, looking at our agenda, and Joanne, just briefly, I know that Mr. Kiokio pointed out a small typo on the August 3rd minutes, and then did you resubmit them to us? Did you redistribute them?
Yes, I did. I sent them out. I corrected it and I sent them out. So you can just accept the corrected minutes because I haven't filed them in the town clerk's office yet.
Okay. Again, Mr. Kiokio pointed out a small typo which has been corrected. Unless there's any other discussion or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes as amended by Joanne.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are accepted. For the record, Commission members, our next regular meeting is scheduled for September 7th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. There are no new public hearings this evening, so we're going to proceed right to our continuation of public hearings agenda item 1. G&J Partners, Danbury Retail Management LLC, application for special exception site plan approval for 1 fast food restaurant, section 5A2B16, with 2 drive-through use, section 3E8, 3 medical office, section 5A2B14, and 4 cumulative uses generating over 500 vehicle trips per day, section 3E2, in the CG20 zone, 1 Sugar Hollow Road, G17001, special exception number 788. Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor of this application? Attorney Mizuko.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening. My name is Ward Mizuko, and I'm here on behalf of the applicants. I'm an attorney here in Danbury. With me tonight are Jake Modesto, the project engineer, and Greg Del Rio, our traffic engineer, both of whom participated in the last session as well. Just to give you a little bit of a status report before Jake takes over, we have submitted a response to the staff report. I understand that a few additional items are outstanding there. We have some additional responses to provide, including responding to the city engineer's report. We did submit today a response to the city traffic engineer's comments, and I think Jake is going to comment on that a bit later. But at this point, with the chair's permission, I'd like to turn it over to Jake Modesto to.
That's fine. Again, if you just state your name and affiliation for the record.
Yep. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Perfect. Jake Modesto. I'm Stonefield Engineering Design. Address is 120 Washington Street, Salem, Massachusetts. I have the ability to share my screen. Some of the substantial changes, we'll say, to the actual application were in regards really to the drive-through lanes. I'm just going to share my screen. Just for the board's orientation, north of the page is the top, Bacchus Ave, and then Sugar Hollow Road, kind of bordering the east side of the property. So coming out of the planner's letter, part of the request was to expand some of the drive-through lanes, landscaping areas, and improve some of the lighting. And that's exactly what the applicant has done. We've gone and expanded the drive-through lanes around the perimeter of the property, as well as increasing the landscaping islands, primarily closer to the Bacchus Ave, ensuring that we have an 18-foot long and an 8-foot wide landscaping area. We've added additional 9 trees kind of scattered around the property, also, being along the Sugar Hollow Road frontage. We've
Okay,
updated and removed
Jake,
several.
can you use your cursor to show everybody where you're talking about, please?
Everyone can see my cursor all right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. So the 12-foot lane around the building, landscaping islands in the rear. And then I'll just flip to the landscaping page. Additional trees across Sugar Hollow Road. And additional trees within the landscaping islands, both on the north side and south side of the property. So we went from keeping the existing trees to adding additional 9. We had 2 proposed. As far as the actual white oaks, we're up to 9 now, scattered throughout the property. There were various other trees planted as well. When it comes to lighting around the perimeter, there were several other pole-mounted lights. Those have been removed as part of the application, in part 1 for the expansion of the drive-through lane, and 2 is the inclusion basically of the wall-mounted lights on the perimeter. So that's brought down the illumination spillage over to the adjoining properties. Again, minimal, if not none, and complies with all regulatory codes. So if there's any questions on any of the revisions, there were some other minor ancillary ones, but these are the kind of the primary bulk revisions that we did.
commission members, any questions for Mr. Modesto at this time? Hearing none. Back to Attorney Mizuko.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to, unless Jake prefers to do it, I just wanted to clarify a comment in the traffic engineers, our traffic engineers response. And I don't know if we should call that up or not, but or share screen up with it. But there are 2 intersections that the city traffic engineer pointed out as potentially needing improvements. One is at the mall entrance on Bacchus Avenue. And because that's an off-site intersection, we respectfully believe that we should not be responsible for improvements to the camera vehicle detection system there. With respect to the intersection at Bacchus Avenue and Sugar Hollow Road, a similar request was made of us to upgrade the signalization. Now we've, in a way, improved that intersection by eliminating the turnoff from Bacchus Avenue onto the site, although we will be adding a bit of traffic, as noted in the traffic report. It's questionable whether we're having an impact of significance to justify a rather extensive upgrade to that traffic signal. But it's an issue that our traffic engineer and the city traffic engineer should continue discussing. Jake or Greg, if you want to comment further, I don't want to steal your thunder on that.
Yes, Ward, hello, this is Greg Del Rio, Principal Transportation Engineer for Hardesty and Hanover and the consultant team out of Norwalk, Connecticut. Ward pretty much summarized it. There's no levels of service worse than a level of service C when you compare the no build to the build. There was only, at most 5-second increment of delay. And the one intersection at the Danbury Mall, Access Drive and Bacchus Avenue, while it did have some impacts, a simple signal timing adjustment was good enough to bring it back to the no build condition, basically. So, very little, we never say no impacts, but very little in the way of traffic impacts due to the project. The other thing we'll say is that, no more than 25 trips, incremental trips are being sent through Bacchus Avenue and the Danbury Mall driveway. So very few trips to any one movement, not total, but any one movement. There were no more than 25 vehicle trips in any peak hour. So I think that was it that we wanted to go over for this. The number of trips, the level of service, and the delay. Yeah, those were the points. There was another comment that was made from the traffic engineer regarding the traffic volumes. The volumes were sent and approved to Connecticut DOT Planning Department, who basically said that this is the new normal and they're no longer adjusting volumes due to COVID.
Greg.
Commission members, questions for Mr. Del Rio at this time? Anything?
Mr.
Okay.
Chairman,
Yes, Jen.
if I may. And I did not share your response letter with the commission. It came in too late and it has not been forwarded to Vera either. And he's on vacation this week, so we were not going to be getting a response from him either. So can you clarify for the commission, are you proposing to not do any improvements at all? Or, because again, to be clear, what Vera is asking for is
I was gonna use the light, but I can't.
Joe, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you can mute yourself.
I'm going to.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's not a complete replacement of the signalization at those intersections. He's asking for video cameras updated because the technology, the cameras that exist today is old technology. It's my understanding that they're not the 360-degree turn cameras. This is new technology that improves the safety of the intersection, improves mobility, efficiency through that entire corridor. So just to be clear, it's not a he's not asking for that signalization to be replaced. He's just asking for the 360 cameras at both intersections.
Yeah.
So so just to clarify, are you not proposing to install any of them, or are you, I was a little confused in your response. So if you can clarify that to the commission.
Sure, Jen, thank you for helping us with that point. We're not proposing to make improvements other than timing potentially with respect to the signal at the mall intersection, because the dominant influence there by far is the mall, not us, and it is off-site. We don't touch that intersection. With respect to the intersection which forms a corner of our property, I know that the applicant would consider some contribution toward improvements or some level of improvement, but I think that might depend on a further conversation between our traffic engineer and the city traffic engineer. I don't think they've been in direct touch, and as you pointed out, we just responded to Vera's letter today. So if it's possible to allow that conversation to continue between the engineers, we might be able to respond more definitively, unless my client or Greg or Jake is prepared to say something more concrete on that point.
So if I may, Mr. Chairman, just to follow up, we can speak offline. Staff can work with the project team and our traffic engineer to come to an agreement on the scope of the improvements. So it was not the intention to close the hearing tonight, so it was my recommendation to keep it open. And this was one of the reasons we needed to work through the traffic engineer comments.
And Jen, we have an extension, correct? I hope.
That is correct.
All right, good. So just commission members, obviously there's some discussion on traffic issues. Just to clarify, we will be continuing the public hearing and we do have an extension. So that will allow an opportunity for the applicant's traffic people to talk to our traffic people and resolve these things. So that remains open. Please, hold on, Mr. Kyokyo, go ahead.
I just have another traffic related question, and it's a clarification on the volumes and the counts that were used again. In Vera's report, he said that the volumes still reflect the post-pandemic reduction of traffic when compared to the 2019 volumes. And I didn't quite understand the response to that. We're not using the reduced traffic, or we are using reduced traffic. So I'm kind of confused as to what was presented and what we're using there.
We're using the traffic counts that we conducted independently on November 2021, which was deemed pretty much the new normal, is what Connecticut DOT Planning Department is calling it. So they're no longer requiring adjustments as of a little bit before that time. And ever since, they have no longer been asking us to make adjustments due to the lower volumes when maybe they're compared to prior counts. So basically, we're using that as a new baseline, and we're still applying growth rates for the following years, but we're using whatever counts we get out today as our baseline.
So their actual counts as of November of 2021, and we consider that kind of post-pandemic, kind of getting to the new normal.
Correct.
And then from there on, you added on your growth rates.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to be clear on that.
Please, Ward.
You're muted.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if Jen wanted us to address in particular any more of the issues surrounding the driveway nearest, or I should say the drive lane near Sugar Hollow. I know that planning staff is still considering that, but I thought you indicated that you wanted to touch on it a bit tonight. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Please.
The original site plan that was reviewed by staff and presented to the commission had between Sugar Hollow and the main building, there was a 24-foot wide two-way drive aisle that got you to the front and to the, basically the front corner and the back of the property. To comply with the zoning regulations for the drive-through, that lane, the building, I believe, was pushed over, and that lane now goes from 24 feet to 20 feet and is a one-way that allows for circulation through a bypass in the drive-through. So staff is still reviewing that. We just got the revisions Monday. I haven't had a chance to review and talk it through with the city traffic engineer as well with respect to circulation. So at this point, I'm not quite ready to talk about unless the commission wants to. I definitely need to get my head into that change.
No, let's get our facts straight and get everybody on the same page before we discuss it.
Yep.
We don't have anything further to add tonight, Mr. Chairman. We will be responding further to some of the open city comments, and we're grateful for the attention that the commission and the staff has given us so far.
Thank you, Attorney Mizuko. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone else in favor? Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application? Anyone in opposition? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this application? Okay, commission members, as you've heard, there's a lot of information exchange going on back and forth, some open items. Unless there's anything else from the commission, I will entertain a motion to continue.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion to continue the public hearing.
Thank you, Helen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Sylvain. Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we will continue this to our next meeting. Thank you very much, Attorney Mizuko and team. We will talk to you at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioner.
Let's get back on the page here. Here's my agenda. Here it is. All right. Under old business for discussion and possible action, number 1, Real-Time Capital Properties LLC. Application for revised floodplain permit, safe and sound storage, 18 Great Pasture Road, L15008 and 009, special exception number 769. I believe a draft resolution of approval was distributed. Jen, anything on this? Anything you want to comment on?
No, I'm going to share my screen, Joanne, if you can enable that. If I can get this to work. There we go. Can everyone see that?
Not yet. There it is.
You have it? Okay. All right. So if you recall, June 16th, 2021, the commission approved the expansion of the existing self-storage facility, safe and sound storage. You can see, and this is Mike Mizuko's copy in his map set. You can see, hold on here, let me get my annotate, there it is, mouse. Can everyone see my mouse right here?
Yes.
Okay, so where it says site, right here, these white buildings, that's existing, and he was building additions off to the side off this way. You can see, oh, there we go, that's better. The blue is the floodplain, it's a zone A. So the buildings themselves are outside the floodplain, but the detention basin, let me go to the next map here. And you can see this dark black line right here is the 100-year flood. His detention basin's in the rear of the property, and that's the portion that's actually, there's construction within the floodplain. Based off of the work related to the basin, we're achieving additional flood storage totaling 1,100 cubic feet of storage. So they've certainly compensated for the fill that's happened. I think over the years, there's been some site activity out there. They've compensated for that, and we're getting that additional storage. So staff has no issues. It complies with the floodplain. We're asking that they submit the elevation certificate. Depending on how they construct the additions, whether they'll be separate elevation certificates, I'm not sure. It depends on how they come in for their permits. But that's one of the conditions. And then any changes would require it to come back to the Planning Commission.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions for Jennifer at this time? This one seems fairly easy and straightforward. Okay, and we do have a, here's the staff report. We do have a draft resolution of approval. Let's see here. Unless there's any other question or any other discussion, Mr. Kyokyo, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll make a motion for a approval for the revised floodplain permit for that 18 Great Pasture Road.
Motion made for approval. Do I see a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Again, all in favor of, hold on. All in favor of approving the draft resolution of approval, please say aye.
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 Opposed. The draft resolution of approval is approved. Thank you, Jennifer, for that one. Continuing on our agenda, a bunch of referrals. We got, it looks like 5 824 referrals and 1 83A. So Jen, are you going to take those?
I certainly am. Thank you. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. They're pretty straightforward. So the first one is council item number 11, acquisition of drainage easements. This is for the wastewater treatment plant. This request came in from David Day, Superintendent of Public Utilities, to acquire 2 drainage easements, one from Putnam Properties, LLC, and one from the City of Danbury Housing Authority. Both easements are required to construct and maintain the stormwater system improvements that are part of that whole plant upgrade. You've seen over the past couple of years, you've granted the special exception. Back in 2019, there continues to be phasing revisions. I think they're coming in for another phase shortly. So as those phases start to evolve, you know, they start looking at ways to improve the drainage, because all that water that comes from the top comes right down into the treatment plant. So they're trying to find a way to better manage that water. So that's, you know, the easements are necessary to do that. Staff has no objection, provided that the submission of all plans and documents are deemed acceptable by DPW and Office of Corporation Counsel.
Questions for Jennifer? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for a positive recommendation.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made and seconded for a positive recommendation. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? This referral gets a positive recommendation. We're going to move right to the second one, 824 referral. August City Council Agenda Item number 8, request for access and drainage easement for the summit at 50 Apollo Road, Bethel. Jennifer.
Mr. Chairman, this actually came from the August agenda. The first referral came from the July agenda. This is August. The remaining referrals are from the August agenda. So this request received from Corporation Counsel to consider and approve the grant of easement rights across land of Toll, Connecticut to LP in order to provide access and drainage rights for the city-owned water tank located at 50 Apollo Road. This is part of the development, I believe it's called the Summit at Bethel, which is, I believe, a senior residential development. We own the tank. We need the rights to get to the tank. And then there's drainage rights that go along with that to handle some offsite stormwater from the tank itself onto the Toll Brothers property. So the Office of Corporation Counsel and the Engineering Division have worked together to develop the access and drainage easement. As such, staff has no objection, provided you know, the documents are approved as to form and content by the Office of Corporation Counsel prior to acceptance by City Council.
Questions for Jennifer? Hearing none, unless there's any objection, I'll entertain a motion for a positive referral. Motion made. Do I see a second?
Second.
Made and seconded for a positive referral. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This 824 referral gets a positive, is a positive referral. We'll get right to item 3, 824 referral, August City Council Agenda Item number 9, application for extension of sewer main for 1 and 15 Marybrook Road, G18007 and G18016. Jennifer.
Mr. Chairman, so I think these are out of order. I'm not sure if it's,
This is what do you call it? This is the Mercedes dealer again, right?
yeah, did you read Mercedes or did you read Scuffle Road? Did you just read Mercedes?
Yes.
No, I said 1 and 15 Marybrook, so it
Marybrook.
says number 9 on the staff report.
Yeah, okay, that's
3
fine.
on the agenda, so.
Thank you. My bad, I'm sorry. So City Council received a request. This should look very familiar to you. This is Curry Automotive. The commission just approved it last month. If you recall, they needed to bring sewer down Wallingford Road, and then they take a lateral right from Wallingford. Staff has no objection. It's within the proposed sewer service area.
Questions for Jennifer?
I'll
Mr.
make a
Gibbs?
motion for a positive recommendation.
Motion made for a positive recommendation. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Helen. Motion made and seconded for a positive referral. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will try your minds. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? We're moving right through these referrals, and we're going to go right to number 4, 824 referral, August City Council agenda item number 10, application for extension of water main for 1 and 3 Scuppo Road, F14073 and F14124. And we go back to you, Jen.
Thank you. City Council received a request from Untitled Engineering. They're the agent for the property owner Need James Development LLC for the extension of municipal water main to serve the residential property located at 1 and 3 Scuppo Road. The department issued site plan approval in 2016 for a 20-unit multifamily development. They're currently they've been doing some grading activities out there, significant grading activities. There's a lot of site work required. So at this point, they need the request for the water extension. There is water on Scuppo Road, but because this is for a hydrant, the main actually goes into the site to serve the hydrant. So that's the purpose of the request for the extension. Again, it's within the sewer service area and water service area, and staff has no objection.
Okay, so this one is just for the hydrant, right?
Correct.
Okay. Questions for Jennifer, commission members? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for a positive referral. Whose turn is it? Mr. Sylvain? Where was my second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded for a positive referral. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? We'll move to the 5th and final 824 referral, August City Council agenda item number 11, application for renewal of extension of sewer main approval for 5 Great Pasture Road, L15002. One more 824, Jen, go ahead.
One more. City Council received a request from Untitled Engineering on behalf of 5 Great Pasture LLC. The council approved the extension back in January 2021. That site, I believe, is almost done. It's been under construction for a couple years. So I think the timing of the acceptance just didn't work. So they needed the extension for the renewal of the extension of the sewer main. Staff has no objection.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve this referral.
Positive referral, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Kyokyo, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This matter is positive referral, 5 for 5. Okay, we're going to go to the lone 838 referral on our agenda. Petition of 55 Triangle LLC, Bridgeport Roman Catholic Diocese. Somebody pronounce that for me.
Diocese.
There's an N on that word, though.
Diocesan.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Diocese.
Diocesan. Diocesan. The Catholic school, you know.
Diocesan Corp., 55 Triangle Street, J15222, for change of zone from IL40 to RMF4, in 19 Sheridan Street, J15219, for change of zone from RMF4 to IL40. Zoning Commission public hearing scheduled for September 13th, 2022. Jen, this is a lot of mumbo jumbo, but it looks like a fairly straightforward land swap to me. Is that what it is?
It is. So there's actually 2 properties, and they're both clearly in different zones. So, as you said in the introduction, this is between 55 Triangle LLC and the Bridgeport Diocese. I'm not going to say it with the N because that sounds weird. For the Bridgeport Diocese. The
By the way,
exchange-
yeah, before you continue, everybody, there was a pretty decent map.
Yes, I have it. Hold on a second.
Look
Yep,
at
let me,
that, because it's kind of a weird intersection with some stuff, and the cemeteries over there and everything, so if,
can everyone see that?
Yeah,
There you go. Picture
All
tells
right.
experts. Go ahead.
That tells the story. So to give kind of the particulars, and Sharon wrote a very detailed staff report, and I don't want to read it verbatim, but I will go through the details. The land owned by 55 Triangle LLC that is proposed to be rezoned from IL 40 to RMF, RMF 4, totals approximately 13,000 square feet and is occupied by the student transportation facility. Remember, we approved this a few years ago. This is where all the buses are towards the back. Let me get my little on here. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, remember the bus facility was back here. They renovated the building, new parking, F&M Electric is in this building as well.
Oh,
So a portion of, I'm sorry, and the land proposed to be rezoned from RMF to IL 40 owned by the diocese totals about 11,000 square feet and contains the old St. Peter's Cemetery. So this portion right here, and then this portion right here. So these are gonna switch. That's the land swap. And because cemeteries are not permitted in the IL zone, and industrial uses approved by special exception for 55 Triangle Street are not permitted in the RMF zone, that's the reason for the request for the zone change. So hopefully that makes sense. So the POCD, the land development map designates the Triangle Street property as mixed light industrial, office, and transportation, and the Sheridan Street parcel as appropriate for multifamily 1 to 2 family neighborhoods. The proposed rezoning of a small area of each lot intended to be combined with the main portion of each lot by virtue of the lot line revision will not substantially alter these designated uses. Rezoning of the right-of-way is required for the zoning compliance, and that Sharon detailed in her staff report is right here. So that's part of the RMF rezoning, and this is the IL 40 rezoning right here. So
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. No, you go, Jen.
Okay. In conclusion, the commission shall include in its report to the zoning commission a statement of findings of the consistency of the proposed zone change with the POCD and the reasons for its findings. Rezoning should result in the use of land that is in the best interest of the city and will not detrimentally impact the health, safety, and welfare of the public. The proposed changes are minor in nature and do not result in new lots or development on existing lots that exceeds that which is currently in existence. Therefore, staff has no objection. Are there any questions? I kind of went through that fast, but again, I think that the map is kind of explains it all.
yeah.
Mr. Kiokio.
yeah, I agree. It's really, it's going to give a little more room for the buses to exit the back area. And the swap of land effectively keeps it the same amount of IL 40 and RMF 4. There really aren't adding or changing much of that. So I think this is pretty simple. The only one thing I would question and hope they've looked at is that that back piece of cemetery property. Hopefully there's nothing in the ground there, I'll say, that's going to get disturbed when they change that. But this is pretty simple and easy. I have no issues with it.
Any other comments, commission members? Okay, well, here again, this is a referral. I'll entertain a motion for a positive referral. And again, Jennifer outlined the reasons. You can refer to, I guess you could either state them or refer to Sharon's report of August 4th. In either case, I'll entertain a motion.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve this referral based on the details that are enclosed in the referral document that we just reviewed.
And the planning staff report.
That's what it, okay, thank you.
The planning staff
Yeah,
report.
for the, I'm sorry, just to be clear, for the reasons, consistency with the plan and for the reasons noted in the staff report.
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
Okay, a motion made for a positive referral. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kyokyo. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This matter gets a positive referral. And again, everyone, the zoning commission will have a full public hearing on this. So, if there's anyone an objection to it, or if there's any further comments, they'll have to deal with that at that time. We're giving it a positive referral. Okay. Looking at our agenda, that's about it. You'll see something, Ye Old Road has reared its head once again. We'll be hearing about that in October. There's a few items for reference only. Is there anything else, Jen?
No, that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Unless there's anything else, commission members, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We'll say Helen made the motion and Perry seconded it. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.